creatures of the night. We are back. This time we have the New York Post Pro Wrestling Awards of 2023. Now, I didn't get a chance to see who won or who were honorable mentions or whatever, but I did see someone post about it on Facebook, and I was like, you know, I'm about to clock out. I'm going to get into this list and dress up like I'm going to an award show. This is not awards worthy, but this is typical Tati, so we're going with it. Now, let's talk about what we got here. First things first, let me get on here. We have our male wrestler of the year, and that actually went to MJF. I need to see the honorable mentions because I actually have someone else in mind. Now, we did get a chance to see really great stuff from MJF. I do believe that the early stages of his run was overlooked. There was a lot of big things going on with BCC, the Elite, and everybody else. So sometimes he even fell in the middle of the card in terms of pay-per-views and things like that, which was unfortunate. He even opened the Forbidden Door 2 pay-per-view, which was insane to me. But, you know, based off everything else that was going on that card, I get it. But let's see the honorable mentions real quick. So we got Josh Alexander, another good choice. Christian Cage, Bryan Danielson, one of my personal faves. Gunther. Okay, so Gunther I would definitely put actually above MJF. Y'all know I love me MJF, but I think I enjoyed Gunther a lot too. MJF, we got typical MJF, but Gunther really stood out to me this year. We had Carmelo Hayes on here too. That's another good choice. Okay, I found my number one choice. Who I would have given the win to would be Will Ospreay. In my opinion, because I watch wrestling from all promotions and I don't just watch from one place and I'm just picking whoever I feel like should just get it. Yes, I'm throwing a little bit of shade. Will Ospreay has had the best matches out of all the people on the list. Seth Rollins on here, Roman Reigns is on here, Cody Rhodes on here, Sonata's on here. Will Ospreay has consistently had the best matches of 2023. I don't give a damn what anybody say. Come fight me about it. I know what the hell I'm talking about. He has been absolutely amazing. I'm actually working on either best matches or my favorite matches of the year. And I just cannot keep Will Ospreay from being his matches being the majority of my top 10. Like, he has been absolutely amazing. Sure, we don't get a chance to necessarily get to see him on the mic and be in storylines, but he has been amazing in the ring. And for that reason, I would definitely put him before Gunther. I would definitely put him before MJF as wrestler of the year. So in my opinion, New York Post got this wrong. We have female wrestler of the year, and it goes to Becky Lynch. Let me see, honorable mention. Okay, right after Becky Lynch comes Athena for honorable mention. I think that I would have put her for number one. I don't want to sound biased, but she's just been absolutely amazing all year. And we've got a chance to see her grow too. So I didn't feel like we saw just the same thing of Athena this whole entire time. I felt like we saw growth from her as well. And some of my favorite female matches, I would say two of my out of my top 5 would have been from Athena in terms of matches with the ladies. So I would have personally put Athena as you know, best female wrestler this year. Bayley's on this list. Julia's on this list. Rhea Ripley, another one. Tiffany Stratton, Toni Storm, Io Sky, Masha Slamovich. They were all great options. I don't know if I would put Toni Storm. Her character has been really great, but in terms of best wrestler, I still would put other women before her. But this is still a really great list. But on my list, I would definitely give Athena best out of the females. So we have Tag Team of the Year. You guys already know. It went to FTR. FTR has been great. I'm a little over them at this point, but they have had really great matches. Man, that match that they had with Jay and Juice was just, one of my favorite matches so far of this year. Well, the year is pretty much over, but definitely one of my favorite matches of this year. It was A++. I loved it. I don't know why they didn't end, with a draw or whatever, but it was amazing. I absolutely loved this match so much. But for honorable mentions, we do have the Creed brothers, and I've been really enjoying them in the ring. There's some things that I would definitely tweak about them, but I do see them maybe taking this #1 spot in terms of tag team of the year, maybe for 2024. We have Aussie Open. Aussie Open, I believe, would have actually been tag team of the year had Mark Davis not been put on the shelf twice. They had the IWGP title. They had the New Japan tag titles as well. And I do believe that Ring of Honor was going to give them the tag titles so that they can have 3 titles, kind of like what we had with FTR previously. And unfortunately, Mark got had to have surgery. They had him relinquish the titles. And then once again, Mark was injured again after All In pay-per-view, I want to say. And, you know, he's been on the shelf. And now Kyle Fletcher's doing his own thing. I do believe that they would have been tag team of the year. Okay, we got Damian Priest, Finn Balor. We have Jay and Juice. We have Ace Austin and Chris Bay. Those are really great options. I guess we can go with FTR. I guess that's fine. Match of the year. Let me see which one they have. Okay, Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. Wrestle Kingdom 17. That is actually okay, so I actually have 2 favorite matches of this year, that being one of them. And surprise, surprise, my second, which is tied with this, is Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay Forbidden Door 2 pay-per-view. Was amazing. I kind of can't really decide which one of them that I actually enjoyed more. But looking at here, obviously, this definitely went to the first match that they had earlier this year. I can never forget it. I woke up 3 a.m. in the morning to watch the pay-per-view. I watched everything. And then I see Kenny Omega come out. And y'all know me. I love me some Kenny Omega. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's Kenny. He's here. He's here. And then all of a sudden, very next second, the pay-per-view was over. And I was like, bitch, I know I didn't fall asleep. I fell asleep. And then I had to watch the match over again. And it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I cannot believe I fell asleep watching that thing. Usually I can hang, but I was just way too tired. But definitely agree with this. This is an amazing match. Honorable mention, we have, oh God, MJF versus Bryan Danielson at Revolution was amazing. Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus Payback. Okay, I did enjoy that one more than Night of Champions. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. Absolutely. WrestleMania 39. That was definitely my favorite match of that night. I loved it. FTR versus Bullet Club Gold. That's the one I was just talking about. Was another good one, man. I guess that would go for like best tag team match. Absolutely amazing. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair, WrestleMania as well. I did enjoy. So wow, these are really great choices. There's so many matches that could have been honorable mention here, but damn, this is a really good honorable mention list. But definitely the match that got it is definitely, I agree, match of the year. Faction of the year goes to Judgment Day. I don't disagree with this at all. Heel or not, they did their job. They've been doing their job exactly what they're supposed to do. We're at the point where it looks like Damian they pretty much got his ass ready to leave at some point, which I do think is a good thing because we really need to get a big focus on Damian seeming as a threat coming into WrestleMania season. So I would actually like for him to leave the group for that purpose alone. But Judgment Day, I agree. Honorable mention, the Bloodline. The Bloodline, it fizzled out, in my opinion, right after Elimination Chamber. Things obviously changed with that. And then once Cody got involved, it just wasn't the same. And then here we are, SummerSlam is when I was like, all right, what the fuck are we doing with this storyline? This is just, I don't know. I feel like SummerSlam was where it really lost its way. I don't know if I would have put honorable mention for this one. LWL never really gravitated towards me. Bullet Club Gold, unfortunately, there's injuries going on with Juice Robinson, and things didn't really get to where it should have gone. But I did enjoy what we did get with Bullet Club Gold. Oh, and when I went to the show last week. They actually have card blades for sale. They're mini card blades, but I should have gotten one. But I was like, damn, $40. I don't know if I would pay $40, but they're cute. Anyway, Mogul Embassy is another one. I'm hoping for bigger things for next year. We definitely needed a change for the embassy itself and for Swerve Strickland. Swerve had the Mogul affiliates, and once he got rid of those two losers and got win the embassy, I think that's when things really started to change for all four of these guys, and obviously Prince Nana as well. We have Blackpool Combat Club on here. They had a good year, like in the beginning, and they kind of start focusing on their own thing throughout the summer, whatever. So I guess they're alright. Damage Control's another good one on here. Alpha Academy. Oh, let me move on. Okay, so storyline of the year, Bloodline. I kind of explained how things just, after Elimination Chamber, things just wasn't the same. WrestleMania was cool with the matches or whatever, but the story itself really, really took, it just went somewhere else where it just was not the same like how we was feeling it last year. And then obviously, like I said, SummerSlam was where it was like, what the fuck? So I don't know if I would give the storyline of the year, but okay, you know what? I'll keep it as storyline of the year because it obviously has been the biggest storyline in professional wrestling this year. Most people know about that compared to whatever else is on honorable mention. MJF Adam Cole storyline, which was pretty cool. It was alright. Becky Lynch, Trish Stratus, generational feud. Okay, that's another one. Orange Cassidy wearing down, defending the international championship. Billy Starks and Athena Minion storyline. So yeah, they do have some good stuff. Tony D'Angelo and Stacks double crossing Gallus. So they have some good stuff here. But I guess, you know, in sort of notoriety, the Bloodline storyline is more famous compared to everybody else on here. Promo of the year. Let's see what they got. Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn Monday Night Raw. Cody Rhodes tells Sami Zayn to finish his story. Let me see what they got for honorable mention. MJF opening up about his personal struggles to seal his babyface turn. CM Punk WWE return promo SmackDown. No. I love CM Punk. Y'all know I love CM Punk. I was not feeling that at all. Christian Cage, Adam Copeland, first AEW meeting. I did enjoy that. Oh, yeah, I did enjoy that. But hold on. Everything that Christian did was just amazing. Canada turns on Trish Stratus. That was another good one, too. Man, I think we could probably come up with some better stuff in terms of promo of the year. Let's see. We have some more categories. So let's take a look. Up next, pay-per-view of the year goes to Forbidden Door 2. I actually really did enjoy this pay-per-view. I'm going to be honest and say I think in terms of matches, quality matches, I think I enjoyed Wrestle Dream the best this year. Honorable mention, Backlash. Backlash was not the best in terms of matches. However, the best in terms of the vibe, that was such a fun pay-per-view. I enjoyed the vibe. Like, I just laid back and was just like, all right, Puerto Rico, do your thing. I'm enjoying this. I loved it so much. Definitely one of my favorites, but I wouldn't say it's the best. All in terms of the numbers, you know, people being there, how big it was for AEW, I can see why it's on here, but I absolutely preferred All Out over All In terms of the matches. It just was better to me. Ring of Honor, Super Card of Honor. I'm glad to see Ring of Honor getting some love on here. That was another great pay-per-view. All their pay-per-views were absolutely amazing, and I'm glad that this is on the list. Muta's grand finale, that's another good one. We had Shinsuke on there. Elimination Chamber was another good one too. Obviously the main event was what really stood out for most people. Once again, Sammy being in a hometown crowd of Montreal and that vibe of him being home, it felt really, really good. So there's another one of those pay-per-views where it had a really great vibe to it too. WrestleMania Night 1 is another one. I prefer Night 1 over Night 2. And we also had AEW Revolution. Was that the one I liked or didn't like? Well, that was okay. Oh, NXT No Mercy was another good one too. And that's on here. So in terms of the choices we got here, I think it's great. I don't know why Wrestle Dream is not on here, but I think I preferred Wrestle Dream over... man, Forbidden Door I think had some of the best matches. Obviously Will Ospreay and Kenny being on there, Bryan Danielson and Okada being on there. They had some really great matches on there, so I could understand. Manager of the Year goes to Paul Heyman. Who was surprised? Paul Heyman is flawless at what he does. But honorable mention, we have Prince Nana. We have to give Prince Nana his flowers because he has been absolutely amazing. And not because he's funny or whatever. That too. We like to have a really entertaining manager. However, Prince Nana did something that managers are supposed to do, is elevate the person or the people that they're managing. And for him doing a silly dance, that ended up helping Swerve. Swerve, I do believe, has had that it factor. And I've been saying this for a long time about Swerve. And for some people, they just did not catch on until that first match that he had with Hangman. He's been being consistent, but there's just been other things going on where other people are overshadowing him. And he's finally at that point in his career where they can't drop the ball on him now. Like, they really cannot. They cannot afford to do that at all with Swerve. However, going back to Prince Nana, a manager is supposed to help elevate whoever it is that they're managing. And I feel like even with the dance, the way he has those heelish behaviors that helps complement what Swerve is doing has absolutely helped bring out something amazing from Swerve. And he's just been a joy to watch. I've always liked Prince Nana. And Prince Nana, you know, has been in Ring of Honor for a very long time. And I do feel like him, you know, the embassy getting with Swerve being the mogul embassy and whatnot has really helped him as well. And he's finally getting the recognition that he deserves as a manager. And it's been great to see. We also have Don Callis's honorable mention and Zelina Vega as honorable mention as well. Don Callis was getting major fucking heat earlier this year, especially after that attack on Kenny Omega. It's fizzled out, and now he's starting to get pretty much booed again, kind of like how he was earlier this year. But he's been absolutely amazing as well. We'll see what he does with the new Don Callis family. Okay, Male Breakout Wrestler of the Year. Now, I've actually been seeing other like groups or websites or whatever doing their little award stuff, and so many people have said that Swerve Strickland is Male Breakout Wrestler of the Year. I'm going to say no, and I'll tell you why. And because they have here LA Knight as the winner in terms of Male Breakout Wrestler of the Year, and I absolutely agree. We've already been seeing those things with LA Knight since the beginning of the year. Now, even though I said that I've always seen the star in Swerve, I still don't feel like he got a chance to truly break out until that match that he had with, what's his name? Adam Page. Now, that promo that they did before that was kind of cool too. We kind of starting to see something like, okay, this guy got something special about him. But it was until that match is when people really started to see that. But we've already seen LA Knight kind of break out already and have, you know, he's been on a roll at this point. WWE probably was not going to go the direction that they've gone with LA Knight. Had the fans not say, bitch, we want LA Knight, give us fucking LA Knight. And they had to do that. And like I said, I think next year when we look at things, Swerve will be Male Breakout Star of the Year because we'll actually be able to see what Swerve can do. Right now, we're just starting to get the fire on the stove, put a little bit of seasoning, a little bit of salt in the pot, but we haven't gotten all our ingredients yet to really show why Swerve Strickland would be Male Breakout Star of the Year for this year. Wait till next year. Tony Khan, don't drop the ball. If you drop the ball, I'll be one of the first people over there in Jacksonville to come up on your ass. Now, let's see who we got for honorable mention. We do have Swerve Strickland, yes. Jey Uso is another good one too, obviously doing his solo thing. Trick Williams, that's another good one. Kyle Fletcher, another good one too. He just won the TV title, Ring of Honor TV title. I don't think we got a chance to see too much of him in terms of as a singles competitor, because he was doing tag about half the year, but obviously he's doing his own thing right now. Dominic Mysterio is also on here, and that's another good choice as well. Female breakout star of the year, Julia Hart. I 100% agree. What they've been able to do with her have actually blown my mind. You know, a lot of people say AEW doesn't create stars. They don't have no stories or whatever. Julia Hart is their testimony. Absolutely. She's just, and what they've been able to do with her, I never thought that they'd be able to do at all. And I absolutely have been enjoying her. And even her matches, they're not 100% solid. However, you see the growth in that too. You see her getting better in the ring, and she's just been really, really great. Now, for honorable mention, we do have Sky Blue. I don't know if I agree with that. Now, Sky is another one I like as well. However, the booking with her has not been solid. If you watch Ring of Honor, then you know what I'm talking about. So what you see on AEW has not necessarily also been her best as well. So something about this where maybe Sky can take Female Breakout Wrestler of the Year next year, but this year, I don't even really see her as an honorable mention. We do have Tiffany Stratton. I agree with Joey Stark. I agree with Billy Starks. Even that I agree with as well. Billy Starks even has like a character. She has so much going on in terms of her, you know, being minion with Lexi Nair and Athena. So she's like, even her, the concept around Billy Starks is more conceptualized compared to Sky Blue. We just now seen Sky Blue join Julia almost 2 weeks ago. And then days later, they bring her back to just being regular Sky Blue. And then they're like, oh, it's Collision tomorrow. Let's bring her back to being the dark, spooky Sky Blue again. Like, we kind of forgot what we're doing. They need to stay consistent with Sky Blue. And I think we can probably see her take the spot next year. Let's see what else we got. Oh my God. Okay, best return / debut of the year. That goes to CM Punk, returns to WWE at Survivor Series. Let me see the honorable mention. Okay, The Rock returns on SmackDown. No surprise there. The Hollywood strike thing was going on. The Rock wasn't getting paid, so he had to do something to get some coins. Adam Copeland joining AEW. That's another one. I don't want to say it ties with CM Punk, because the CM Punk going to WWE really felt like this would probably never happen. But Adam Cole going to AEW actually also felt like it would never happen. But I would have bet that it was more likely that Adam would go to AEW than CM Punk going to WWE. Mercedes Moné and New Japan / Stardom. That was, I would not say surprising to me. I actually did enjoy her. She already had like 5 matches, you guys. 5 matches this year. So I don't know. I'm not sure about that one. But it was great to see her outside of WWE. I think people probably never thought that would happen. I think people thought that she was going to tuck her tail between her legs and just go back to WWE. And that has not happened. So it was a little surprising to see her over there overall. Randy Orton returning to WWE. We knew it was going to happen. And he came out looking like an action figure. The abs, the pecs, everything was on point. He just looked amazing. The best shape of his life, really. It was amazing to see him return. Josh Alexander is another one, too, with Impact. Unfortunately, Impact is not getting enough love on here, which sucks. Miro returning to AEW was, I guess not. Kairi Sane, seeing her go from wrestling Mercedes Moné earlier this year at New Japan for the IWGP women's title, and then coming back to WWE later on that year, that's actually pretty insane. So you could never say never when it comes to pro wrestling, especially now that CM Punk has returned to WWE. We have best OMG moment. Sami Zayn turned his back on the Bloodline at the Royal Rumble. I think people saw this coming, but I mean, just to see it happening was satisfying regardless. And that also helped. That was something that also helped the story as well. People getting what they really wanted from the story. I would have to think of others because they did not put any honorable mention here, but this was definitely a good choice. And we have biggest story, and that goes to WWE Sold to Endeavor. Let me see the honorable mention because that ain't shit. That really isn't. We already seen that it was going to happen. It was just who was going to get it. And this had been going on for quite some time, so I don't see what the big story is about this. CM Punk, AEW issues / firing. Was it surprising? Not necessarily because it already happened. Well, was he fired before? He wasn't necessarily fired, but he ended up returning after that whole fiasco that happened back there with the Elite, the Dog, everybody else that was back there. It was surprising of Tony Khan being like, I feared for my life. I did what I had to do for my family and everyone backstage, you know, all that crying. It was a lot of foolishness. And that was more buzzworthy, in my opinion, compared to WWE being sold. Jade Cargill leaving AEW to WWE, that's more buzzworthy than WWE being sold. More people was like really talking about that. Like, who cares if he got sold to another company? We knew it was going to happen at some point. And obviously the untimely death of Bray Wyatt also being one of those things. You just never know when you're going to go. And someone as young as him, nobody would ever have suspected that would happen. Obviously more buzzworthy than WWE being sold and whatnot. They don't got no more categories. I guess that's it. You know, there's a lot of great things that happened this year and not so great things or whatnot. But we have some really great wrestling this year. And next year is an opportunity to obviously do better for a lot of people, especially AEW as a company. They need to do better. Impact, obviously, over there with Endeavor as well. So that should be bigger, better opportunities for them. I hope so. Will Ospreay's coming over to AEW in February. And Tanahashi is the president of New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we'll see what that do. Whatever it takes to get Tanahashi out that fucking ring, and not looking like a senior citizen in the ring, then it is what it is. So we'll see what that type of change does for New Japan. I love pro wrestling, you guys. You guys already know that. So all I'm hoping is for the best across all promotions, and I want to see better things or whatnot. And yes, 2024 is going to be the year of Swerve Strickland. It better be Tony Khan or else. Guys, thanks so much for watching my video. I'll be back with my regular scheduled programming.